Here we go! Here we go! Ta-da! Ready! Go! Ready! Set, go! Here we go, shot! Ready, ready? Okay, break! Ready? Ready, ready! Shut up! Hunt! Let's go! Hunt, hunt! Let's go now! Ready? Ready, ready! Get up! Come on, set! Set! Go! On the double! Set, go! Down! Ready, ready? Set! Ready! Set! Ready! Here we go! Here we go! Ready! Got it! Ready? Hunt! Here we go! Shot! Ready, ready! Shut up! Hunt, hunt! Ready up! Ready! Let's go! Hot, go! Set, go! Let's go now. Set up. Come on, set. Set. Go. Down. Set, go. Set. Ready. Set. Ready, break. On the set. Ready, ready. Here we go, here we go. Ready. Ready. Hut. Here we go, set. Ready, ready. Hut, hut. Ready, set. Ready. Set up. Set up. Let's go. Go. Let's go now. Set, go. Come on, set. Ready, ready. Set. Ready. Down. Hut. On the ready. Hut, hut. Set. Ready. Ready. Set. Set up. Okay, ready. Go. Here we go, here we go. Check, go. Ready? Ready, ready. Here we go, set, ready. Ready, ready, hut. Set up, hut, hut.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Hamilton to the right side and complete to Metcalf. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, that's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Looking to throw. Hamilton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They'll run on 1st down. Chambers. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are on the board first here in this division round matchup. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Throw out wide to Walker. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for them there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and he's got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Ready?
Off play action. Hamilton. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And they convert on third with a gain of 22.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Hamilton. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Come on, set. Check, hurt.
From the gun, it's Walker. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He finds his man, complete. That's Webster. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. That one complete to McConkey. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 1. He's got it complete to Thompson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A big play there. 46 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and
and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Hey, check that. Street. Ready.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Hamilton. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams.
He's got a man complete. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. His throw, a good one, and it's caught. And this works to perfection. The double pass leads to a touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
Here we go, set.
Douglas, the man in motion. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. 3rd and 19.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready? Trap 60, trap 60. Go.
Off the play fake. Hamilton. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 39. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. That completes it again to Metcalf. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 31, here's 2nd and a couple.
Let's go. Hurt.
Now to the ground, here's Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Let's go now.
Back to Walker on first down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Come on, set. Ready.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And the 13-year man puts it through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Throw left side complete. That's Chambers. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31. That's how you run the screen right there. The defenders get out of place, and then there's a lot of room to maneuver for your running back.
That's because all the defenders, or I should say the bulk of the defenders, were chasing the quarterback. Great disguise, great fake. Got the screen out there, turned into a large gain.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
They'll drop to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Here we go, set.
Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Chambers. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. In motion right, that's Harrison. On first down, it's Chambers. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Ball at the 23, second and 8. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So on fourth down, on comes the Carolina kicker, Harrison Butker. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Butker's kick here is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Now this one finds McConkey. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find a completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He finds his man complete. That's Thompson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. The point after is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it'll be 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and run for it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Oh, on the defensive side, that is so deflating.
Not only is it deflating, they've got to look in each other's eyes on that side of the ball and take each other's measure. You've got them backed up, perfect situation. And what they said to you on the other side is, we don't think you can stop us. Went ahead and got it in that position. That should never happen.
Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The slot man in motion right. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Sticking with Walker on second down. They find some open field here. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 21-yard line. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the counter, it's Walker.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
105 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Walker is in. Touchdown, Seattle. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll be out right at the 35. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, That one going to fall incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
They're going to look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Let's go.
Throwing to start the drive. Hamilton dancing to his left.
He completes this to Walker. He can only get a yard after all that. It's 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And he will get into the end zone. What a call on the reverse. It's a touchdown. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got him this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And now here is another interception. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. 26 yards.
And the Seahawks are pouring it on.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Back to throw again. And my goodness, another interception.
Down the left sideline.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And maybe just lucky to get that pass away.
And maybe should have held on to it because I don't know what you thought. That didn't look like the primary receiver to me.
No, I don't think it was.
I agree. I think he's coming to a secondary target. Maybe in that situation, you don't throw it at all. Eat it, take care of the football. They're fortunate nothing bad happened on that one.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They get this out quickly to the left side. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back.
Ready.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Always got some breathing room. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 63 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Up the middle, here's Walker. Down the right sideline.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker.
36 yards.
And the Seahawks are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, I wish his staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. It got his man complete.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to go up top again. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Reek Woolen.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
80 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display. And now they look.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down.
He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game. So with that knee, they take care of business in the divisional round. They'll be back here at home next weekend. One more hurdle to get to the big show.
The good feelings, they just keep coming. They get to ride that wave for at least one more week because they have their big prize in their eyes, and that's getting into the Super Bowl. But they have to win next week after winning this one.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feel.